Another wild week of NFL football has just ended, and this season only continues to get crazier and crazier. Some unexpected bounce backs, while some other teams fell off the face of the earth. The season looked like it was starting to settle in, but it collapsed again this week. I'm here to give my Week 3 takeaways yet again, but before we get started, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. My first takeaway is that the Packers look dominant. In 2 straight weeks without their star starting quarterback Jordan Love, the Packers have had very convincing wins. Malik Willis has played very solid in Love's absences by not making any mistakes and making some great plays. The rest of the offense alongside the run game has been dominant against a very bad defense and a good one in the Titans. The Packers' run game has been incredible for the past 2 weeks, combining for over 400 total rushing yards as they lead the NFL. But the most impressive part of this team has been the defense. Granted, it was against the Titans and the Colts, but they have been forcing 3+ turnovers in each of their 3 first games. This defense has drastically improved not because of the jump in talent, but because of new DC Jeff Hafley. Outside of Xavier McKinney, who has been absolutely balling this season, there has been no drastic changes made to this defense. When Love comes back, this offense immediately gets better despite them rolling so far. And with a top 10 head coach, a star QB, a dominant run game, and an improved offense, the Packers are going to be Super Bowl contenders for the rest of the season. To look this good without their starting quarterback should scare the rest of the league. Andy Dalton has brought the Panthers back. After Week 3, the Panthers are going to make the Super Bowl after a dominant win against the Raiders. In all seriousness, Dalton absolutely balled out and had the best QB performance this season before Monday Night Football, with 300+ yards and 3 touchdowns. The same offense that was completely dysfunctional and atrocious for the past 2 weeks immediately looks like one of the best in the league. The only thing that changed was Bryce Young being benched. You gotta feel for him, as the game after he gets benched, the Panthers look like the best they have been in 2 years. What does this mean for the Panthers is that it gives them some sort of answer to know what their offense looks like. It allows for Bryce Young to sit back and learn from Andy Dalton as the team remains competitive. Hopefully Bryce Young can start again, but after this game, I don't know how the team would react or what would even happen. If the Panthers remain with Andy Dalton as their starter, they could ruin their chances at a top 5 pick, and Bryce Young will be traded over the offseason. Quick intermission. Trevor Lawrence just threw a pick while I'm writing this script. I'm going to make my take before this game is even over, and that is the Jaguars are back to the bottom of the league. They are going to be 0-3 and their playoff hopes would be completely dead. They are stuck with a decent roster that is an awkward fit with a washed-up coach. The dark days of being completely trash are back in Jacksonville. They choked against the Dolphins, got beat by the Browns who just lost to the Giants, and are now currently getting destroyed by Buffalo. The days of them potentially being a contender in the AFC are gone, and they lost their division to the Texans. Trevor Lawrence seemed to have regressed from his breakout season, and this team is in the dumps at 0-3 as they might be stuck in the offseason. On the flip side, I've seen enough from the Bills. They are the best team in the AFC and probably the NFL. On top of that, Josh Allen is the MVP right now, and it shouldn't be close. As of me writing the script, he scored 3 touchdowns and the Bills are up 27-3 around halftime. This defense looks improved and hungry, and they shut down the Dolphins before Tua went down last week. Kyler tore up them in week 1, but Kyler tore up the Rams a week later, and now this week they just destroyed the Jags at halftime. This offense is so much more varied in the run and pass with more dynamic options on all levels of the field. Josh Allen is able to read out the offense and defense and find the best options that are all solid to great. He is by far the best quarterback in the league this season, and he should be the runaway favorite to an MVP now. I called it last week that he would have a dominant win on Monday Night Football, and after this game, it's stamped that Josh Allen should be the MVP favorite. He has been playing the best ball of his entire career. The 49ers are in trouble. I went to this game and I expected this to be a complete blow as the Rams lost at home in SoFi. There was a complete sea of red that swarmed the stadium, and there were more boos than cheers when the Rams were on offense. After the first quarter and a quick 14-0 lead, I was just there to be in a football environment and not for a good game. But the Rams ended up winning in a thriller, and I'm grateful to watch it in person. The Niners completely choked away this game, and there's no way around it. The Rams were slowly chipping away at the game until it crept up on them and they clutched up with a win. The Niners should have won this game by 30 points. The Rams were just destroyed by the Cardinals, and they have had so many injuries across the board. They did not need CMC, Kittle, or Debo on offense when Jennings went for 178 and 3 touchdowns. Purdy had a great game and they just simply choked. It was great to attend this game, but the 49ers might be in trouble and experiencing a Super Bowl hangover. Aaron Rodgers is back, and he finally has a defense to match him. He had a vintage performance and is a large part of why they ran over the Patriots. The AFC has been a little shaky to start the season, and the NFL as a whole has been a little shaky to start the season. The Jets could go on a little run here entering their Week 6 game against the Bills. They have 2 wins on paper with the Broncos and Vikings and can start 4-1. If Rodgers is playing like this the whole season and the Jets' defense continues to step up, they could be a team to watch for the rest of the season. It feels great to see Rodgers play like himself again, and the slim chance of the Jets-Packers Super Bowl is still alive. The Vikings are legit. They blew up the Texans 34-7 in a game that was never close, and Sam Darnold is looking like this year's revived quarterback. Geno Smith in 2022, Baker in 2023, and Sam Darnold in 2024. Their defense is incredible, and Sam Darnold is balling out. This is without some of their best players either. It has been 3 weeks, and after beating teams like the Niners and Texans, I think it's safe to say this team can be a legit playoff threat in the NFC. Kevin O'Connell and Matt LaFleur are currently leading the Coach of the Year race right now, and they play each other next week in Lambeau. That could legitimately be Game of the Week and Game of the Year so far, as it looks like Jordan Love will be back for this game. 2 division rivals who are playing extremely well are about to face off in one of the most historic stadiums in sports history. The Vikings look like a true contender, and the job Brian Flores and Kevin O'Connell have done to this team has been nothing short of incredible. It is also nice to see Sam Darnold revive his career like Baker, and with J.J. McCarthy coming back, they could look scary heading into next season. Malik Neighbors and Jaden Daniels are currently competing for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Malik Neighbors tore up the Browns defense with some incredible catches. He's making Daniel Jones look good and is the next Giants offensive superstar. He is following the legacy of OBJ for the Giants, and he's also continuing the trend of wide receiver university with LSU. He's going to be an absolute game wrecker on offense for years to come, and he is the star power the Giants have needed as a pass catcher for nearly a decade. But there is that man in DC that is continuing the legacy of RG3, and he is Jaden Daniels. He had an incredible game against the Bengals on Monday Night Football, and he shot out in his first ever primetime game, leading the Commanders to a win and potentially ending the Bengals season in Week 3. The offense was much better and the whole team played a lot better. With a lot of rookies struggling right now, he is by far the best rookie of the year. He has been dominating on the ground and through the air, and it looks like the Commanders finally have a fun offense again, alongside a franchise quarterback. Over this week, we got to see OBJ and RG3 reincarnated. The Steelers keep on cruising as they are undefeated and are currently the number 1 seed in the AFC. Led by a dominant defense that is just suffocating to opposing offenses and the solid play of Justin Fields, the Steelers and Mike Tomlin look to be right on track to make the playoffs yet again. In a division that looks tough, the Steelers are in prime position to win the title, and Justin Fields has played well with the Steelers and continues to impress fans across the league. Looking at Chicago, the Steelers have surrounded him with the pieces to succeed. TJ Watt has been playing like his dominant self, and Mike Tomlin continues to prove why he is Mr. Consistent. I wouldn't be shocked if the Steelers sneak in as a 6th or 7th seed, and it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility to see them win their division. Lastly, the Miami Dolphins are cooked. After Week 3, when 2 of their best division rivals put on a dominant performance, they let an egg in Seattle and their season might be over. Skylar Thompson might have gone down with injury, and their starting quarterback will be Tim Boyle. Their offense won't be the same, and the whole scheme and system is crashing apart. If Tua gets cleared later on to the season, it won't be worth it, as the Dolphins might only have 1 win. Their once prolific offense looks like the Panthers with Bryce Young, but even worse. Sad to see the Dolphins season end like this, but they gotta look out to next season at this point because they are cooked. Week 3 might have been even wilder than the past 2 weeks combined, since team seasons are already over with an 0-3 start. On the other hand, some teams look dominant with a 3-0 start. This season continues to get better and better, and I'm here for it for the rest of the season. Let me know what you guys thought about this week in the comments below, and if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe.